everyone, my name is Jennifer and welcome to a Vintage Vanity. I'm super excited for today's video because, well, you guys are here. And today we are starting off a brand new series on this channel. What is it actually called? I don't know. I didn't come up with the title name for it. Maybe you guys can help me out with that one. But essentially what we're going to be doing is we're going to be popping into the kitchen to cook up some recipes, and we are going to be doing some vintage and retro recipes. But the big difference is we are making them all vegetarian. I've been a vegetarian for over 20 years, so I think this is going to be a really fun experience of trying to replicate these vintage recipes with all vegetarian options. The inspiration for this series came from a couple different places. I love watching videos where people make retro recipes. My friends Duke and Lola over at Boston Open Life have some great videos there. My girl Lacey Faye has some amazing videos cooking as well. And then I also found a bunch of my grandma's recipes from it's got to be from like the 20s, maybe even earlier than that. And then my aunt's recipes from the 50s and a bunch of my mom's. So I thought it'd be really fun to cook through some of those recipes as a way of connecting with family and the past. And I just think cooking is a great way to bring people together. So also, if there's a recipe that you guys love that you would like to see me make in this series, go ahead and leave the information in the comment section below. To kick this series off, there was only one recipe that could be the recipe, and that is my mom's lime jello salad. She used to make it every year for the holidays. I absolutely loved it. My sister hated it. And I haven't been able to eat it for over 20 years because of being a vegetarian. So I'm really, really excited to take you through the journey. And let me tell you, it was a journey to create this lime jello salad recipe from the 50s. So let's head to the kitchen and I'll show you how I did it. The key to making our lime jello salad vegetarian is to actually get rid of the jello, which, being in the name of the recipe, kind of means it's a bit of a key ingredient, but jello contains gelatin, which is not vegetarian friendly, so I actually am going to replace that with this product from Simply Delish. It is their gel dessert. I'm really excited to try and recreate that recipe that my mom made every single holiday. Now, I will say that I tried and failed miserably because there were a couple problems with the recipe. The first of which was the amount of Simply Delish's packages that I used in the recipe. Basically, I just did a straight Jello to gel, how do I say that? Jello to Simply Delish. So the recipe called for 2 packages of Jello. So I used 2 packages of Simply Delish. Now, the difference between the two is that Jello is about 3 ounces of powder in a package. But, I don't know. I do not know wherein lies the magic of making things gelatinous. So I didn't know. So I figured I'm just going to do straight. And let me tell you. That thing leaked water for like 2 days probably. It literally became a game of saying, well, it should be done now, right? So this time I decided that I wasn't just going to double the amount of Simply Delish, but I was in fact going to triple it because of, number one, the amount of liquid that came out. Now, it did form, it got slightly firm, so it is doing what it needs to do, but not only is it the liquids that we put into it, it is, the crushed pineapple, even though we drain it, is still going to have some liquid in that as well. So we really have to combat all of that. So for this time around, am going with 6 packages of Simply Delish. I keep forgetting what I'm going to call it because I keep wanting to say Jello, but it's not. So right here, I have 6 packages in this little Look at that, it is so much powder in here. I'm feeling good about this. So let's go ahead and take a look at our ingredient list. So the first thing we are going to do is provide a nice warm bath for our Simply Delish powder. So first we conjure a pot out of nowhere. So basically we drain the crushed pineapple and then add water to that until it equals 2 cups, which we have here. The recipe does call for 3 cups, so I have another cup of water here. Now the recipe says to put all those liquids into the pot, take them over to the stove, and do a bit of a near boil with it. Given what happened to me last time, I do think I'm going to bring everything to a boil because I want the water mixture to be as hot as possible because we are going to be adding cream cheese, and I would really like that cream cheese not to get chunky. Yeah, that might be the other problem that happened with our recipe, is it got real chunky. The minute I added the pineapple cream cheese mixture and started stirring, it was looking bad. And to be honest, I kept telling myself, it's fine. Like, when I stick it in the fridge, it'll just like magically get better. Guess what? There was no fridge magic. That thing was chunky. It was curdly. It was not pleasant. Not pleasant at all. So we're changing things up this time. And one of those changes that we're going to make is, first, we are going to bring this 2 cups to a boil on the stove. The other thing is we are going to keep the 1 cup out because it is really hard to dissolve that mixture and not make it super clumpy. You know, dissolve it a little before I put it into the bigger mixture. So all we're going to do is gotta pee a little bit now, don't you? Our water is a-boiling, so let's go grab that. And real quick, I don't know if I should put the powder in, but we're going to take those 6 packages of powder and we're going to pour in that 1 cup of cold water, and we're just going to mix it up really quick because I really don't want that hot water to cool down. As I'm doing that, I am also going to reach over here to the microwave. I'm going to microwave my cream cheese for about 25 seconds because the cream cheese is what made it real chunky, and I really want that to melt. And now I'm going to pour in the hot water. That made it a lot easier. This is already getting like Jello-like, which is a little concerning because I feel like every other recipe I've watched, we're going to add in the can of crushed pineapple because this is also going to have some water in it. So I'm hoping that kind of adds to the wateriness of this. Okay, yeah, that's loosening up quite nicely, I think. And then this is my softened cream cheese. I wanted to get it really soft, so I nuked it for about 30 seconds. Yeah, because again, I don't want it to add to the chunkification that's happening in my bowl. I keep not even finishing my sentences. I feel like I'm racing the clock. But I will say that this chunky texture, I think has more to do with it just like the pineapple and the jellification that's trying to happen. This looks smoother already. I think nuking the cream cheese really helps. We're going to add the whipped cream, which just is a full container of whipped cream. Just whip that together. The only thing that I am choosing not to do in this recipe that I did with the other recipe was to add the egg whites. Because number one, I bought a whole carton of egg whites. They went bad, and I really detest throwing out food. And I don't want to use real eggs because they're not pasteurized, and this doesn't go through like a cooking process. So I decided to just leave them out because I really, you're gonna laugh, but really I think it's just there to make it smoother. Let's just do a taste test. Oh my god, that's so good. Oh my god, I'm so excited now. What I am gonna do, however, is grab our Jello mold. I'm so excited. This is going so much better. Alright. I do not have, sadly, any of those fun, fancy little retro copper Jello molds. So, I mean, you can definitely see that it is like a thick consistency, but it is smooth with the exception of, you know, our pineapple, which, you know, it's not going to be smooth, it's pineapple. Question I have for you. Is there any way in the world to not make it feel like you're constantly losing grip of the bowl as you're doing this kind of pouring? Because I am terrified right now. I maybe should have added in, should I? Because let's be honest, this color is not the most appealing. Guys, do I pour this back into the bowl and add food coloring to it? Because again, this is just not appealing as a color. Why do I think bright green would be a better, more appealing color? It's because I'm from Chicago, right? Have you seen our relish? I'm going to pour it back in. Is this going to ruin everything? Probably. But, come on, that color is horrendous. Food coloring. All right, let's do... Yes, this is much, much closer to what my mom used to make. Take two. I mean, I think that's green enough, don't you? So now for the, again, terrifying pour. Is there an easier way to do this? A spoon, you say? You know, that probably would have been easier. I'm just going to pour it right over the top. Messy, but effective should be my motto. I think you guys would have to agree that is a much better color. And then I just do want to make sure that the bottom is even, because this is actually the bottom of the Jello salad. So when we unleash it, mold it, it is going to flip to the bottom. So we want to make sure that that is even Steven. I think that this typically, I think only takes like maybe 4 hours to actually like chill and become like an official jellification. But we're gonna leave this overnight because I really, really want to make sure that this gets solid. Which, you know, I feel really good about it because the last bad one, it did hold its shape. So there is nothing that says that this shouldn't. In fact, it should do it better. And we shouldn't have leaking, and it's going to be wonderful. See you tomorrow. Magic jellification, hear my call. Make it edible after all. The time has come for the great demolding. We've got our Jello straight out of the fridge, a plate to put it on, and then I have 4 sad maraschino cherries because let's just say that when you're a fanatic for maraschino cherries, don't wait too long between recipes because you will find yourself snacking on them. All right, so here we go. It looks good. It's not moving. Okay, so all I'm gonna do is, so we're just gonna take the plate and do this, and then flip it. I actually have butterflies in my stomach right now. Okay, 1, 2, 2.5, 3! Ah! And I think if I do this, it will drop it. I think that's what this thing is for. It's not the worst thing I have ever seen. I'm gonna take my spoon and just kind of round off the very top. And the thing with this recipe is it definitely says that it's not a moldable recipe, that you just kind of put it in a casserole dish and serve it like that. But I just remember my mom always molded it. It was always a ring. So I'm like, if my mom can do it, so can I. Clearly, that is not the case. So we are just going to make this look as pretty as possible. Then we're just going to take our 4 sad little cherries and boop, 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 and boop. But you know what would be really kind of cool is to actually embrace that, and I could make it even crazier looking on the top, because that would be perfect for a wreath. Because I think what makes this a really fun holiday dish is it, especially with the cherries, it can look like a holiday wreath. And I am happy to say that there is no water leaking, though I do have to say that there is some like structural integrity situations that are occurring right at the bottom. Okay. Let's grab some forks, you guys. Is anybody scared for me? Okay. I mean, it's definitely not holding together like I thought it would. Maybe it never did. Maybe I just think it did. All right, here goes. Yes, we've got to get the maraschino cherry in that bite. I will definitely say it's very lime forward. If you don't like lime, it's going to be a little bit too much for you. It was really good. I can't say that it tastes exactly like my mom's, because to be honest, I don't fully remember what it tasted like, and I do feel like the lime is really, really punchy, and I feel like it was a little more subtle on my mom's. I do think I would make this again, though there are a few more tweaks that I would make with it, and that is I would probably put about half the amount of the liquids in, and I would also maybe scale back just maybe 1 more packet, so maybe do 5 packets of the lime mix instead of 6, because I don't feel like the pineapple is coming through as much as I remember it coming through. I think that would also help with making this even more solid than it is. So that is it. I hope you guys really enjoyed this new video. Let me know in the comment section below if you've had this salad before. Let me know. I know there's a really popular like cottage cheese and nut version of this as well that I think has mayo, and if you want to check that out, again, Duke and Lola will be linked in the description, and I know that they made that version of it and they actually liked it as well. So also let me know if you end up making this. Let me know how it goes for you, and also what changes you think I should make to future recipes of this. I would love to hear your feedback. And of course, if you like this video, go ahead and click that thumbs up because it really does help with the algorithm, you guys. And also, before I let you go, a huge subscriber shout out to the vintage side. Thank you so much for watching, liking, and commenting on my videos, and for being a part of our cozy little online community. Now, if you're gonna miss this space between uploads, be sure and follow me on all the social media as a Vintage Vanity. If you want to keep watching my videos, go ahead and click that video you see playing right there. And of course, to not miss anything that goes on this channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you'll never miss out. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye.